Although we are saddened that we are unable to host our annual Student Employee of the Year Award ceremony in person, we in no way are less grateful for the contributions that our student workers make both on and off campus. In fact, now more than ever, we realize the positive impact that student workers have on our campus and in the Bryan College Station community. In today's presentation, we will acknowledge the accomplishments of all of our nominees and name our award recipients. But first, I'd like to share a bit about the history of National Student Employment Week and the awards. Each year since 1999, Texas A&M University and the cities of Bryan and College Station have joined colleges and universities across the country in acknowledging the importance of the student employee experience by participating in National Student Employment Week festivities. This week-long celebration allows us to recognize and thank our student workers for the indispensable contributions that they make to our campus and to our community. Thank you to Bryan Mayor Andrew Nelson and College Station Mayor Carl Mooney for proclaiming April 12th through April 18th as National Student Employment Week in their respective cities. The highlight of this week is the naming of our award recipients. In order to be nominated, the student worker must be enrolled at least half-time at Texas A&M University and be currently performing in a student employee capacity on campus, or employed by a business in an off-campus position in the Bryan College Station area. Nominees may be an undergraduate or graduate student who has worked an average of 12 to 25 hours per week for a minimum of 6 months at the time of nomination. Nominees are also held to a high academic standard as they must have maintained a 3.0 grade point rate average during their semesters of employment. In just a few moments, profiles of each of our 43 outstanding nominees along with words from their nomination will be shown. However, before we begin introducing our nominees, I'd like to share how the award recipients are chosen. Each nomination was read by 3 members of a reader committee. These readers, who include both members of the university and local business community, evaluated the content of the written nomination, which includes a description of the responsibilities of the work performed. Nominations also share how the nominee communicates effectively, utilizes digital technology, problem solves, displays professionalism and work ethic, demonstrates intercultural fluency, career management, leadership, and teamwork. It is now my pleasure to present to you our 2020 Student Employee of the Year nominees. So it is with great pleasure and gratitude that Scholarships and Financial Aid and the Student Employment Office take a moment to recognize the best of the best by celebrating the achievements of our 2020 Student Employee of the Year nominees. In 2007, the inaugural class of 56 Student Employee Endowed Award recipients were recognized. Students nominated for the Student Employee of the Year award are also considered for the Class of 56 awards. These award recipients must have a minimum of 2 semesters of study remaining and be paid through a Texas A&M University system payroll station.
I am honored to introduce our first recipient of the Class of 56 Student Employee Endowed Award, Manisha Islam. Manisha is a Management Information Systems major who works as a financial aid assistant for Scholarships and Financial Aid. Manisha's duties include imaging student financial aid documents and preparing scholarship checks for processing, in addition to opening and sorting incoming mail. Manisha displays meticulous attention to detail when performing tasks like these, and she understands the role her duties play in connecting students with the financial resources needed to attend college. Her nominator states, since the first day she was hired, she has been constantly seeking to process documents with excellence. Manisha rarely makes mistakes due to her attention to detail and always completes tasks in a timely manner. Manisha understands that her duties are vital to the success of our office and treats them with the attentiveness and effort of a seasoned staff member. Manisha's supervisor requested her help in testing a new app to assist with scheduling student employees. Manisha was excited to help and quickly set up her account. The process was a bit burdensome and complex. After she had completed setting up her own account, Manisha, without being asked, created a step-by-step document for the other student employees to follow while setting up their accounts and creating schedules. This guide was written exceptionally well and included detailed screenshots, which made the process easy to understand. This was tremendously helpful to her supervisor and the team during a busy time. Scholarships and Financial Aid uses many types of computer software and systems, such as Compass and specialized imaging software. Student employees must learn how to effectively utilize and troubleshoot these programs. Manisha learns how to navigate complex computer systems extremely quickly. As a Management Information Systems major, the use of information systems such as Compass or Banner is directly related to her future career goals. The skills Manisha has learned through her part-time job have also helped her to land multiple prestigious internships at a Management Information Systems consulting company, where she has been able to put her education into practice and gain real-world experience in the field in which she will be working. Manisha consistently looks for ways to foster and collaborate with teammates, and it is apparent in her interactions with her teammates that she cares for each of them individually and as a team. Her nominator added, "I can confidently say that Manisha treats every member of the team with genuine respect and kindness." There have been several times that Manisha has helped another team in the office to provide phone coverage. Manisha's nominator writes, "She is the type of employee that can be trusted to maintain professionalism in whatever setting she is in. Her attitude towards others, her schooling, and her work exemplify what it means to be an Aggie." Congratulations to Manisha Islam, the 2020 Class of 56 Student Employee Endowed Award recipient. And now I am honored to recognize our second recipient of the Class of 56 Student Employee Endowed Award for 2020, Lee Ellen Pearman. Lee Ellen is an animal science major who works as a student assistant for the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service Veterinary Medical Extension Unit. In this role, she serves as the point person for Texas A&M veterinary science camps. She handles all associated details for these events, such as scheduling facilities, ordering food, preparing materials, and general setup. She also serves as the event facilitator and host for FFA and 4-H competitions, where she may coordinate 50 to 600 contestants. This includes explaining the rules, dividing the contestants into their appropriate groups, communicating with high school teachers, scoring the contests, and announcing the winner. Lee Ellen's nominator appreciates her proficiency in problem solving. An example of this ability to problem solve was her solution to the problem of after-contest supply dumping. After 4-H or FFA contests, the supplies are often hurriedly dumped into containers to be packed up quickly. This caused problems with keeping supply inventories up to date and led to supply waste. Lee-Ellen saw the need to have a systemic procedure for supply organization and ordering. Without being asked, Lee-Ellen took it upon herself to go through the containers, organize and label all the supplies, discard non-reusable items, and prepare a spreadsheet of the supplies. From this list, she was easily able to determine what she needed to reorder for the next contest. Her problem-solving and organizational skills have helped the unit to better prepare for all events and prevent supply waste. Lee-Ellen is well-rounded in digital technology and does not shy away from challenging assignments. Lee-Ellen is responsible for generating all of the TAMU Vet Science Camp materials. She is adept at using graphic design to create flyers, signage, and program materials for events. She uses Excel spreadsheets in the management of the supplies and food. Using a QBank website, Lee-Ellen develops the exams for the Skillathons and 4-H. For one of the Vet Science camps, she was asked to develop a digital version of Jeopardy! Although the task was outside of anything she had done before, she was able to create the digital version, and it was both a success at the camp and a useful learning tool. Lee-Ellen's strength in digital technology has been of great service to the Veterinary Medical Extension Program. One nominator writes, Lee-Ellen is very organized, detail-oriented, and possesses excellent communication skills. If she encounters an issue, she quickly finds a solution. She's the type of person who needs few instructions and no reminders to get the job done. She is always available to assist others when another pair of hands are needed and does so happily. Congratulations to Lee-Ellen Pearman, a 2020 Class of 56 Student Employee Endowed Award recipient.
Until 2006, only one Student Employee of the Year was named. In that year, we began the tradition of honoring a student employee who works in the community, as well as one who works on campus. Those not employed by Texas A&M University or whose work focuses on serving more than the campus community are considered for the Community Student Employee of the Year award.
Howdy! I'd like to begin the presentation of the Student Employee of the Year Awards by announcing the 2020 Texas A&M Community Student Employee of the Year. This year's recipient is Allison Milby. Allison works as a student assistant for the Texas A&M AgriLife Research Poultry Science Department. Allison is a senior poultry science major in the class of 2020. Allison devotes her time and input in the Biosafety Level 2 Laboratory and ABSL 2 animal rearing facilities at the Texas A&M campus, as well as the nearby USDA Agricultural Research Service facility. She has met intensive training requirements to work with foodborne pathogens such as Salmonella and Campylobacter species within the lab and with animals that have been infected with these zoonotic disease agents. Allison exhibits a strong, independent work ethic and responsibility when caring for these animals. Allison is often tasked with organizing and analyzing a vast legion of experimental data. She is able to adapt to present this information to a diverse audience, from preschool classes to seasoned scientists. Allison recently conducted an independent undergraduate research project that examined chick behavior when exposed to AVMA-approved euthanasia methods. She wrote a publication from this data that will be incorporated into a peer-reviewed scientific publication for the submission to the Journal of Applied Poultry Research. Her nominator expressed that she is amazed at her level of understanding and ability to solve complex problems. Additionally, her nominator describes her skills and knowledge with that of a graduate student at the end of their master's or at the beginning of their PhD program. She is not afraid to ask questions as she takes advantage of every learning opportunity that presents itself. Allison demonstrated leadership and professionalism through her involvement with various organizations such as Aggie Leadership Council, Boy Scouts of America, Sigma Alpha Sorority, and TAMU Poultry Science Club. Along with this, Allison maintains a full course load and still has time to put in 20 hours per week in the lab. Allison maintains both intensity and a sense of humor through strenuous work. She balances her workload so that she is able to put forth her best efforts in the lab and with the team. Along with this, Allison is highly sought after when it comes to helping others in the lab. Everyone wants to have Allison help with their projects. Lastly, her nominator states that Allison does an excellent job representing Texas A&M. I have no doubt that she'll continue to do great things in her future. Congratulations to Allison Milby, the 2020 Texas A&M Community Student Employee of the Year. It is now my pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2020 Texas A&M Campus Student Employee of the Year Award. This year's Texas A&M Campus Student Employee of the Year is Ethan Morse. Ethan is a senior electrical engineering major who works for the Aggie Fab nanofabrication facility. This facility is equipped with a variety of specialized equipment used to process silicon wafers and other materials for projects involving semiconductors, material studies, optics, bioengineering, or other uses. Ethan's duties include assisting staff technicians to maintain the operation of the clean room, including the repair, maintenance, and installation of various equipment. He also assists with the training of new lab users and maintaining knowledge resources related to the processing equipment. Ethan started his employment in Aggie Fab as a sophomore-level electrical engineering student. His coworkers appreciate his understanding that everyone was pulled together to achieve optimum efficiency to run the lab. The first thing he does when he reports for work is to ask what is needed most on that day and what he can do to help. Ethan's nominator writes, Ethan takes increased ownership for the projects and tasks that are assigned to the student workers in Aggie Fab. He sets an example for the other student workers and often suggests projects or priorities for them to work beyond the general instructions of the lab manager. Ethan's excellent communication skills enable him to train and work effectively with the culturally diverse group of research students in the lab. Ethan's nominator writes, Ethan often extends the operational hours of the lab by offering to train new users or assist with processing in the evenings or on a weekend. He has a true owner mindset with respect to his sense of responsibilities to keep the lab operating smoothly. Ethan is proactive in ensuring sufficient inventories of lab supplies are always on hand. He knows that the lab and the researchers suffer when needed supplies are not readily available. He takes the initiative to check inventory levels and pass on order requests to the administrative coordinator to make sure that adequate supplies are always on hand. Ethan has also made several recommendations for process improvements that have greatly improved the lab's efficiency. His nominator states that Ethan has a tremendous work ethic that is driven by his passion to learn about wafer fab processing. This includes a thirst for knowledge about how the equipment works and learning the subtleties of processing. In 2019, Ethan interviewed with the team from Texas Instruments for a summer internship opportunity. The interviewer was astonished at the depth of skill and experience that Ethan had acquired from his work in Aggie Fab. He was selected for the internship and at the end of the summer was offered a full-time job at Texas Instruments after graduation. Congratulations to Ethan Morse, the 2020 Texas A&M Campus Student Employee of the Year. I'd like to recognize the Association of Former Students for generously providing scholarships to both of our Student Employee of the Year award recipients.
I would like to extend my congratulations not only to our award recipients, but to all of our nominees. For those of you who continue to work as we shelter in place, we are extremely grateful, as we realize that many of you are facing challenging days as you work remotely and learn from a distance in this uncertain environment. We are sincerely sorry we weren't able to host our planned in-person ceremony today, as it is a memorable day where we enjoy meeting you all and celebrating your accomplishments with you, your family, and your coworkers. However, we are happy to offer this presentation as a simple way to give you the recognition that you deserve. We hope that you've enjoyed it. In closing, I'd like to recognize those who have helped with our Student Employee of the Year award selection and presentation. Thanks to the members of our Reader Committee. Your time and thoroughness are appreciated. And to Megan Garcia, our graduate assistant, your enthusiasm and dedication to making this a memorable event has been remarkable. And to all of our nominators, Thank you for publicly recognizing your student employee and for all that you do to support them. And a special thanks to the Association of Former Students and the Class of '56 for the scholarships that the award winners will be receiving. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge our National Student Employment Week sponsors. We thank them for their generosity and thoughtfulness. Nominees, once we are back on campus, we will be reaching out to you for your current mailing address so that we can send you your ceremony memorabilia. Until then, please take care of yourselves, your families, your fellow Aggies, and your communities. Thanks, and gig 'em.